Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Pam and today's video is going to be my 2020 reread wrap up. So in 2020 I did reread some of my favorite books, and yeah, right, today I'm going to do my wrap up. So basically I'm going to show you the books that I planned to read in 2020, and after that I'm going to talk about the books that I actually read in 2020. So let's get started. So the first book series that I wanted to reread in 2020 was Harry Potter. So yeah, I have all my books here. These are the adult UK edition. They're the edition that I've read those books for the first time. I'm just gonna keep the first one in my hand just because they're heavy. And yes, the second one is there. It's just I lended it to my friend and I kept the dust jacket. But yeah, I have it. Yeah, so in 2020 I planned on rereading Harry Potter. Basically, the first time that I read Harry Potter was in 2016. So I was a bit late on the train. Oh my god, every time. And after that, I reread it in 2018. Yes. And so I was like, okay, 2 years after it. So every 2 years, I'm going to reread Harry Potter. That sounds like a good idea. So basically, what I did is that I reread the first 4 books in the illustrated edition. Oh my god, that's heavy. Oh my god, okay, just a minute. Yeah, I reread the illustrated edition at the same time that I was listening to the audiobook. It was my first time doing that and I really enjoyed it. And I read the first one in January. Actually, the first one I didn't reread it in the illustrated edition. I reread it in French. Well, it was the first time for me to read it in French. I read it with my students at school. Loved it. And then the second I reread in March. I listened to the audiobook and also the illustrated edition. Then the third and the fourth, I reread it in April. The illustrated edition again with the audiobook. And also in April, I reread Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. This one, there's no illustrated edition, so I just listened to the audiobook and it's the biggest one. I really enjoyed the audiobooks. And then in May, J.K. Rowling tweeted some really problematic and really wrong thing that I do not agree with at all. So my reread of Harry Potter was kind of on a pause. So I just reread the first 5, the 6th and the 7th. I haven't reread it yet. I will probably, just because I in my head, J.K. Rowling is not the author of Harry Potter. I know her name is there. She's not the author. And yeah, I still love the story. It's still nostalgic for me. I still love the movies too. And I'm just not gonna give her any money anymore. So I'm not gonna buy new books. I'm not gonna buy new editions. I'm just not. If you do see a Harry Potter book in a book haul, it's because I bought it used. So I didn't give her the money directly. She already had the money when the book was first sold. So yeah, that's the only reason. I'm just not gonna give her my money anymore. Yeah. And so yeah, so I reread those. 5 out of 5 star, all of them. Love them, obviously. They're just like, they're not my favorite series. I think I established that another middle grade series is my favorite series of all time, so yes. After that, I plan on reading Magnus Chase and the Gods of Asgard trilogy by Rick Riordan, with The Sword of Summer, The Hammer of Thor, and The Ship of the Dead. So basically this series is one of my favorites. I really loved it. In this one we're following Norse mythology and I just love it. I really wanted to reread it, not because I didn't remember what was going on and what happened, but just because I loved the feelings and just the overall experience that I had the first time that I read this series, and I really wanted to just reread it and have it. And I did, and I can now say that my favorite book in this series is The Hammer of Thor. We are introduced to a new character that is one of my favorite characters of all time, Alex. I just love that character so damn much. If you haven't read Magnus J series trilogy, please do. It's really, really good. And in the third one, Percy is there. So, yes, if you love Percy Jackson, you're gonna love his cameo. Yeah, it's a really good series. 5 out of 5 star. I am going to reread this series another time in my life for sure. I loved it. I really, really loved it. Next, I plan on reading the Chaos Walking trilogy by Patrick Ness with The Knife of Never Letting Go, The Ask and the Answer, and Monsters of Man. And so far, I've reread The Knife of Never Letting Go. I still have those 2 left to read. They are on my December TBR, and I'm gonna listen to the audiobook because I listened to the audiobook for that one and I loved it. I really loved my experience with it. The narrator is really great, and also there's sounds and like songs and there's some singing in it and stuff, and it's just like it's a really good one. So I am going to listen to the audiobook for those 2 too. Well, I went pretty quickly with this one. It's kind of big. Sorry, my cat is playing. You know, always. Anyway, I went pretty quickly with this one. Didn't took me a while, so I think I'm gonna be able to read those 2 before the end of the year. So yes, but 5 out of 5 star for that one for sure. I think these ones are gonna be 5 star also. Next, I planned on reading the book Thief by Marcus Zuzak, but I didn't get through it because in the beginning of the year, in January to be more precise, I landed the book Thief and other books on my shelves to one of my really good friends, and then COVID happened and I haven't seen her since January, and it's just like, well, no, that's not true. I've seen her this summer, but she wasn't done reading the books that I landed her. So I said to her, like, keep them until you're done. It's fine. And yeah, she still have the book Thief. So I don't have my copy, and I really want to read it physically. Reread it physically for that one. So I'm waiting for it. But yeah, no stress. It's fine, and I'm just gonna reread it in 2021. If you haven't seen my video of all the books I want to reread in 2021, I'm gonna leave it in the eye over here. Go check it out. Yeah, I'm just gonna reread it in 2021. That's it. And lastly, a book I didn't plan on rereading in 2020, but I did, is Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief by Rick Riordan. Percy Jackson and the Olympians is my favorite series of all time. And I'm not ashamed to say it, and I'm really proud to say it. It's amazing. Okay, it's so good. Such a good middle grade series. But like, it's a really good series overall in any demographic, middle grade, children, YA, adult. It's just really, really, really fucking good. And this is my copy that I tabbed in 2019 when I reread it. And yeah, I really wanted to reread it this summer, so I did. I felt like it. And I listened to the audiobook for the first time. And oh my god, it was so good. It was so good. The narrator is like really, really good. So I am going to reread those books. I don't think so in 2021. I don't think I'm going to have the time because I have a pretty long list for 2021, but otherwise it's going to be 2022, and I'm going to listen to the audiobooks for sure. It was so good. So this is, guys, this is my wrap up of all the books that I reread in 2020. Let me know if you do reread your books, or you're more like read it, finished it, done with it, never gonna open it again, or you do revisit some of your favorite books from time to time, and which one is your favorite to reread, as I would like to know. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.